are going to do our stretching video. Again, you really want your muscles to be warmed up before you stretch. So I would recommend that you, again, put a good song on, dance around, or do this after a bike ride or whatever activities you guys are doing outside, or even just play this right after one of the other videos. So to get more flexible, if you're wanting to kind of increase your flexibility and kind of reduce stiffness, the best idea is to make sure your muscles are warm before you start stretching. So the stretch I'm gonna do is just, it's kind of like a cat-cow, if you've ever done that before, but you're gonna have your feet out in front, just right out in front, and you're just gonna arch your back, push your boobs out, and then kind of round your back and reach forward. Arch your back, and then round your back. Arch your back, and round your back. Arch your back, and round your back. Arch your back, and round your back. And as you arch, you want to squeeze your abs in and round, push, squeeze your abs in there too. Arch your back, squeeze, squeeze. That way you're kind of pushing backwards into the muscles. Let's do a couple more of those. Arch and round. This one, hopefully, you know, you might be sitting at the computer a lot and you just need to arch your back and round your back. You can also do this at your computer. A couple more. Last one. When you're sitting, you can actually do this. That's why I like that one. Okay. So the next one, we're gonna flip over, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna lift up our chest. We're gonna have our feet out straight, toes on the ground, and we're just going to have our hands out, hands in front, and we're just gonna lift and release. And you'll just lift, squeezing your abs in, and release. Lift and release. To make this harder, you can always lift your back legs and release. And what you're doing, lifting, a lot of the time, to have the best core, you gotta work both the front of your core and the back of your core. And sometimes people forget that. So we're stretching our backs, but at the same time, we're also strengthening our backs. All right, let's do a few more of these. 4, and down. 5, and down. 6, and down. 7, and down. That's good. Okay, so that also, you want to make sure when you're doing that exercise, you don't have a lot of weight in your hands and you're not doing really like a push-up. You're really pulling from your abs and your lower back to pull you up. So you might have less flexibility than I do, so you might be only coming up to here and up. You know, it can be a slight movement instead of, you don't want to overextend like this when you're doing those. But what is good now is come back after you've done that and kind of warm those muscles up. You can go into this pose. That feels really good. Stretching out your abs, kind of tensing up your back. Come back down. Let's do that one more time. Go up. And back down. Okay. In a T pose or a cross pose, and you're going to bring one knee up and over. And you're just going to pull that hip towards, I always get kind of a crack in my lower back. This feels really good. And the other leg, you can't see it, but it's out straight and your knee is bent and you're kind of looking towards the other direction. Or, you know, maybe not all the way over if that hurts your neck, but just like not this way and not straight up, but kind of like over to the other side. Kind of trying to push that opposite shoulder blade down to the floor. Not too hard, not forcing it. You don't ever want to force it,
but just kind of pushing, letting gravity pull that shoulder blade down to the floor. Oh, that's so good. Always makes me feel better. Always, always, always. I love this one. Just sit here all day. Let's just lay here. Gosh, feels so good. All right, and let's switch it up. So you're gonna bring your knee across. You're gonna sit your butt on the floor, knee across, and stretch. So kind of let your knee fall to the floor a little bit. One side will be a little bit more flexible. So on this other side, I almost got my knee to the floor. This side, my knee doesn't even really get close, but you want to make sure that your shoulder blade, this one, your opposite shoulder blade, is kind of pulling down as your knee is drifting to the floor. Again, I can tell that I'm not as flexible this way, and I've got kind of it's actually I feel a pull in my inner thigh that actually is not letting my knee get to the ground. You just gotta kind of let it relax. If you feel real tight, take a deep breath in, because what you're doing when you're taking a deep breath in is you're getting your more oxygen in, and obviously the oxygen is able to go into your bloodstream and kind of get more oxygen in your muscles to kind of let them relax. So when it gets tight or when something gets hard, always take a deep breath in, blow it out, and repeat. All right, let's bring both our knees in, kind of roll. You're just gonna roll side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. This one's harder. Ugh. Okay. All right, knees down. Pull your arm across, like we always did. You can even be standing for this. Pull your arm across your chest like this. And if you want to get more of a stretch, you just drop your shoulder down like that. Oh, that feels so good, especially after that arm workout. If you did the arm workout prior to this. And then the other side, just drop your shoulder down. Drop your arm down. Just drop your shoulder down and your arm down. So good, so good. All right, just roll your shoulders back. You can either go as slow or as fast as you want. Up and down. And go forward. Another thing, when you sit a lot, your hip flexors tend to get a little tight. So we're gonna go from there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push our legs out and over. And you'll get a nice stretch through your quads. Stretch through your quads. So kind of warming those legs up a little bit, stretching out those legs a little bit. Stretch, 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 stretch. You don't want to go too far where it hurts your knees, but just kind of, push. If it's starting to hurt your knees, what you want to do is you want to lift up through your hips so you get kind of more of a pull in your hip flexors and not forward in your knees. So again, squeeze your glutes and push up. Push your pelvis up towards the sky, and then you will start to feel it in your quads where it should be. Okay, now another one that we're gonna do, again, probably remember this one. I'm gonna go into that butterfly, back straight, pull your feet in as close as possible. Always when I'm sitting for a long amount of time, my hip flexors just kill me. So we're gonna do this butterfly, sit up straight. Again, take a deep breath in if you're starting to feel like that really is tight. Get that oxygen into your muscles. It's like the biggest part of yoga is the breathing technique. And I'm not obviously doing any yoga breathing technique right now, but that always kind of loosens things up when you take a deep breath in. It also just kind of slows you down because you're just concentrating on breathing in and breathing out. Okay, last one that we're gonna do. Again,
For that hip flexor, we are going to do, we're going to put our weight on the ball of our foot. We're gonna press down, and you're gonna feel a pull right in that inner thigh. Ha, 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 ha. A little more stretch, point the toe if you need, or if it's too tight, mine's pretty tight right now. So I'm just keeping my foot flexed. Again, weight in the ball of your toe. So you really should not have any weight in your knee. This should not hurt your knee. You should have the weight in your kind of pushing down into your butt and into the ball of your foot. And there really shouldn't be any weight in your knee. It should be all in the ball of your foot and kind of down into your butt. That feels so good. If you want a deeper stretch, you can obviously bend forward and that'll give you more of a stretch. Maybe you can just go here. You don't want to, if you need to rest your arm on your leg, do not put it on your knee. You want to put it on, not right on the joint. So right here is great, where you can both have your hands down. All right, let's switch to the other side. Again, all the weight in the ball of your foot. This should not hurt your knee at all. So I've got kind of, I'm sitting with my butt pushing towards the ground and all the weight in this toe. That's where it should be. Really, everything up until my ankle is touching all that in my leg, so that's why none of that pressure is in my knee. It's all in the ball of my toe. Just push down, just sit down into it. Again, one side is going to be more flexible than the other. This one I feel like I can point my toe and I get kind of a deeper stretch, or I even feel like I can lean a little forward. Again, not wanting to push it into your knee, but keeping the weight down on the ball of your toe. Just want to push down in. Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good. Ugh. All right, and we are done. So that is good. I'm just gonna do a quick child's pose just to stretch out my upper back. You don't have to do this, but I just want to end with this. Oh, that feels so good. Okay. All right, I hope this was helpful. Again, if you're really enjoying this, you can repeat the video over again and just relax anytime that you need to relax. Put some music on. Behind this is always a good thing, kind of relaxing music if you want, and just kind of work through those motions. All right, love you, sister. Bye.